everybody. My name is Tally. I'm part of the education team here at the Journey Museum. And we're just going to do a little fun science activity that will kind of keep your kids busy during the break. I realize there's kind of a paper shortage, but we're going to do it with paper towels, Elmer's glue, not the stick glue, but the all-purpose liquid glue. And then we're going to do a mixture of black food dye and water. So I would say like 3/4 water and 1/4 of black food coloring, and then just a marker or a pen. Lay some paper towels down so you're not ruining whatever surface you're going to do your activity on. And then you can use the internet for a picture of a skeleton and some x-rays. I have some printed out just to show you for the video purposes. So we're gonna take the paper towel, and I chose the half and half to flip it over to kind of conserve your paper. So you're gonna lay that down, lay it flat. And so what we're going to talk about is human anatomy a little bit. So we're going to show you what your human skeleton looks like. And here's a picture of one. You can use the internet as well to show your kids, or the older kids can just Google it. So this is what we look like. And we're going to do a little discussion on what happens if you injure yourself, you fall on the playground at recess, or you get pushed down, or something happens when you break a bone. So what does that look like? If you break a bone, you're gonna get rushed to urgent care or the ER, right? So when we break a bone, we get what are called x-rays. And they can use all kinds of machinery to x-ray any part of your body. So we're gonna do our little activity on the hand. That's probably one of the most common. You break a finger, you break a wrist, you break an arm. So that's probably the most common in young adults or younger children. So we got our table set, or whatever surface you're going to use. Make sure your paper towels are down. I recommend even a paper plate if you want to do it on. So you're going to trace your hand on one side of the paper towel. I kind of have big hands, so the little hands will work as well. And you don't necessarily have to use a marker. You can use a pen, whatever you have around the house. Make do, since we're all being quarantined. This is just a little fun activity to keep you busy. We'll trace our hand. It's a little harder for me because my hands are big. Okay, so this is what it should look like on one side of the paper towel. You should have your hand. Then next, we are gonna take our Elmer's glue or whatever glue we have. Remember, we are not using the stick glue, we are using the liquid glue. And please, no Gorilla Glue, because that's gonna be extra to clean up. All right, so now we're just gonna try to mimic the bones in our hands. Or if you wanna be creative and make whatever kind of bones you use. And then the thicker lines of the glue are gonna work with best. You don't need real thin lines. So if you look at your picture of your anatomy of your skeleton or x-rays, you're gonna see that our bones are kind of bigger where our knuckles are or where our fingertips are, and they get a little skinnier. So that's what I'm trying to mimic here in my hand. You don't need to get glue crazy either. Just try to conserve, since we are in a time where conservation is key. You know, where our knuckles are here, down here where our fingers meet our hand. That's what I'm kind of making bigger. And then I'm using my thick lines and then going kind of thin again down towards the wrist. So this is gonna kind of take some drying time when you're finished as well. So here's my big bone for my wrist. So you can even get creative, it doesn't have to be perfect. Put that aside. So now we're gonna take this second part of our paper towel and we are gonna flip it and we are gonna press down. So when you press down, that glue is gonna kind of spread, right? So that's why we kind of use a mixture of thin and thicker lines with our glue. And just press down. You can move this over. So once I feel like the glue is sticking to my top of my paper towel, I'm gonna use our mixture of water and black dye. And you're just gonna drop it on your paper towel here. Just make sure you get where you put your glue. So the paper towels are essential to this project because they absorb. But they're not as thick to where they're not gonna absorb. And then over here on the side, if you kind of, with younger children, you might not stay right on these paper towels, so that kind of helps with the cleanup as well and to protect your surface. So we're just gonna squirt it on there and we're gonna see. Wow, look at that. So it looks more like an X-ray. And there is our hand. So it depends on how you dilute your food coloring. If you want it a little darker, you're just gonna use a little more black. I have another finished one here where I diluted it a little more so you can see the difference. Now, you have your own personal X-ray. Thank you for tuning in with us at the Journey Museum and Learning Center.